Hi, this is Coutinho, and I practice in the field of integrative and lifestyle medicine. Today, I have with me, I won't really say he's a patient anymore because he's a healthy young boy today who has literally rebuilt his life after his blood cancer using medication, treatments from doctors around the world, and actually making lifestyle changes that a lot of people would not do, but he's done it. And he's actually gone through ups and downs. I would say more downs being part of his journey. But today he's back at office and he's working, feeling great. He keeps sending pictures of himself to me and how he's doing. And I thought it was an incredible story from us to learn from. The whole point of this is, as we speak, I have 100+ patients, probably in his age group, who have blood cancers and other kinds of cancers who have given up or are in the process of giving up. But no matter what we learn from Ronak today just teaches us one thing in life, that we never give up, no matter what. And part of our healing journey, no matter how difficult it may be, some people recover very quickly, some people take time to recover, but there is no reason for us to ever give up, because there is possibility in healing, there is possibility in recovery, and there is no one way that works. Like, yes, Ronak was with us for nutrition, lifestyle, integrative medicine, but even till date, I can't say that that worked alone. He also did treatments. He also had doctors abroad. He did his chemotherapies, all of his treatments. So whatever's worked has worked. But the beauty is he is alive today. He's happy, he's healthy, and he's building his most extraordinary life. I remember at some conversations in between, he was in the midst of studying and working, and all of this was happening, and he would feel very demoralized. For him to pick himself up out of that, trudge through all the difficulties, here he is today. Ronak, thank you so much for being part of us. The only reason I asked you to be here was to help us inspire millions of people out there who are losing hope, have lost hope, or are currently getting diagnosed with a blood cancer or any cancer right now. So Ronak, what was the first thing that happened when you got diagnosed? What went on in your mind? You were much younger than you are right now. And what went on in your mind? What did you face? Emotions, fears? Start talking to me about your journey, and we'll keep moving through this.
Yeah. So thank you, Luke, for having me, first of all. Actually, I really wanted to do this because I wanted to help all of the people out there who are going through the similar condition. So when I got diagnosed, that was probably in October of 2017, late October. I was 19 years old. I was in college. I was studying in Bombay. And out of nowhere, I got a few infections and I was not keeping well. So I was admitted, my routine blood tests were done, and there was a loss of platelets. Then I got diagnosed, and it was just, everything went blank from there. So a lot of emotions, all of them probably negative at that time. But I would say it was normal at that time, because it is supposed to happen when a 19-year-old probably, is diagnosed with cancer. And cancer to me at that time was a death sentence, probably, because straight in face that you have blood cancer. So I was really afraid of that term, cancer, at that time. But as my treatment went on, and I got to know the medication and what my condition is at that time, I started to accept the fact that I have this disease, and it's time I fight it, and I want to get it out of my body and be better, and probably get cured. So that was my first thoughts in my mind during the first few months of my treatment. So the acceptance part, I would say, really helped me, because I was not continuously asking myself that why it happened to me, because there's no answer to it, honestly. So troubling yourself again and again with the question why it happened would not help myself. So I really accepted that it happened to me. It's okay. I need to go on with my life, take this treatment, and get out of it. So those were the starting few months of my treatment. That's how it went on.
Absolutely. And I think that's the time of your life when you would be with friends and going out, but here you were taking treatments. You had a low immune system, so you couldn't really expose yourself too much. And of course, I think you had a great family to support you. I still remember talking to your parents.
Definitely.
I think you had a fantastic family. And I do believe that the family and people around you, that the love that you receive and the support is one of the most powerful drugs. But then, of course,
Definitely.
Ronak, your journey did get, you did have a relapse again while you started taking
Yeah.
treatment.
Yeah.
You started doing nutrition. Himali played an integral role. All of this happened, but you did have a relapse, and post a bone marrow transplant, you had complications of organ issues and
Correct.
everything. How did that make you feel when you suddenly got in remission and then again you're back into the whole cancer?
Correct. So definitely, as you mentioned, that family and friends play a very important role. I mean, all you need at that time is emotional stability, and family and friends do that to you. So fortunately enough, I had an amazing set of family and friends. So I was getting all the emotional support and love they could give me. Then yes, a relapse happened in late 2019, December of 2019. And a lot of treatment options were explored, but ultimately we found out that a bone marrow transplant is the best option we had. And I was also very fortunate enough that my family is financially sound, so I was able to get the best of the treatments. When I was in US, I had a bone marrow transplant in Houston, MD Anderson Hospital over there. And also my donor, my bone marrow donor was my father. So I was even more fortunate when I got to know that my father is a donor for me. And yes, so it all happened. We went to the US, and obviously at that time it was the COVID started to take on. So I was not allowed to meet anyone when I was in the hospital. Only my dad was allowed to be there with me, and he was staying with me all the time. No in and out for him as well. So I was not meeting my mother at that time. Then the transplant happened, and I developed a few complications where initially my liver failed. So then my kidneys started to dysfunction because of the liver not functioning properly. So I was on dialysis for a lot of days. Then ultimately, when all hope was lost, there was a sudden, that ray of hope that happened where I started to recover, and my bone marrow started to show a few cells that were generating. So yeah, that ray of hope was a miracle for everybody at that time, because everyone had lost hope. The doctor said that I only have a 20% chance of surviving at that time, because my organs started to fail and nothing was working out. So yeah, coming out of that, now I am fit and fine, doing good. But yeah, that was an intense period for my family. It was really low at that time, but obviously one slight hope changed everything to positive. So that was really the best part of it. Yeah.
I'm happy you bring up that important point, that ray of hope, because a lot of people never
Yeah.
see that ray of hope. And rays of hope,
Correct.
of hope happens in everyone's life, but sometimes we're so overcome with fear and sadness and anger and non-acceptance. I believe that since you were already in a mode of acceptance, you were able to see reality for what it was. And, there was no conflict with victim mode and what your problem was. So you were able to be mindful about the ray of hope, which actually, I think, gave you that fighting chance. A 20% survival coming out into where you are right now is nothing short of a miracle. So I think that's amazing. But you've also made so many lifestyle changes. I've seen you struggle through adapting through new food plans and movement and exercise. And we even spoke about spirituality and emotional health and all of these things. Talk to me about your journey, where you added. Yes, you're honest to admit you had the best treatments, which we're grateful for. But what about all the other effort that you put in, the changes? How did that, happen for you? And at the same time, since you were the patient, you're not a patient anymore. What difference do you think that change in lifestyle, nutrition, and or emotional wellness made for you?
So definitely, when it comes to lifestyle, I feel you should have an open mind. There's no thumb rule. I feel in in lifestyle, do what works for you. Try everything out. If something works for me, doesn't mean it'll work for everyone else. So try it out. If it suits you, do it. Otherwise, don't do it. Switch to something else, because there are always alternatives for something. So trying and figuring out what works for me was the best thing. The biggest thing was sleep for me, because a well-rested body was always good for me when I woke up in the morning. But in case I was not well rested, then, the whole day would be a negative for me. I used to have negative thoughts. I used to be irritated. So sleep played a very important role in that. Then second was nutrition. I was always very particular about my nutrition, and even more than me, I would say my mom was really particular. I probably did not have a single meal out when I was in the US after my treatment. My mom used to cook everything for me at our apartment. We rented an apartment over there. So that was the best part. I was getting home cooked food back over there in the US. So nutrition was very important at that time for my recovery. That's what the doctor said as well. And that's what I felt from inside. So nutrition, sleep, and movement. Everywhere when I was admitted, everywhere it was written in the hospital that movement is the first medicine you will get. So move yourself as much you can. So I used to probably walk around the hospital twice a day. So that helped a lot in my recovery. And these three things I feel are the most important for, lifestyle changes: good sleep, good nutrition, and movement. These three things are really important, I feel.
Thanks for sharing that, Ronak. And here you are today, all dressed up, getting fitter by the day, looking great, and working.
Yeah.
Tell me, what dreams do you have right now? And, what dreams do you have right now? Tell me that first before I ask you my last question. Yeah.
So my dream right now, when it comes to my career, is definitely that I have decided this recently, that I want to get into my family business, which is related to finance and education. Right. So that's my first goal right now, that I want to get into this. I want to get a hang of this, and then obviously take it forward from where my dad is right now. So that's my goal. Then obviously maintaining a very healthy lifestyle throughout. So it's not probably, it's not a 1 month thing. Lifestyle cannot be, you do something for 1 month and you'll see changes. When you do it continuously, it's in your routine every day, then you see the positive effects of lifestyle. So I believe I want to continue this lifestyle for my life the entire time. I want to be off sugar. I want to have a very high nutrition lifestyle and eat healthy food. So that's my goal right now for life. Probably later sometime, then there may be things that will add up, that will not be there anymore. So right now, this is what I have in mind.
Oh, fantastic. And I'm sure you're going to achieve every goal that you have. I remember your father talking about the whole education business that he was running, and I'm happy you're following in his footsteps to leave a legacy of education for all the generations to come. So if I had to ask you, Ronak, but what learnings have you taken from it? What did it teach you? I always believe we go through something because it needs to teach us something. What do you think your journey through cancer taught you?
So first of all, normal is a luxury, I would say. If any person who does not, have any disease or any complication right now, it's a luxury they have. We don't value something until and unless it's taken from us. So when I lost in health, I felt the value of, health at that time. When someone is normal, it's actually a luxury. Then value of good friends, family, all of this, hits us when we actually value it. So that was the very, the first two things I felt after I was diagnosed with cancer.
Beautiful. I think that's very powerful. I like what you said. Normal is luxury.
Yeah.
I think everyone's trying to be and have so much more, but not be happy with what they already have or value what they already have.
Correct.
That's very powerful. Very powerful.
Correct.
If you had to leave a message for everyone watching this video, there'll be different people that you're inspiring right now. For someone who's going through a cancer at this point, what would your advice to them be?
So I would say that, first of all, they should maintain a healthy and a happy lifestyle. Second of all, value your family as much as you can, because they are your biggest supporters in times of crisis. Third, if you are not going through anything, consider that as a luxury, because you can do everything at that time. So these three things I feel are the most important right now, what I felt from the inside when I was going through my treatment.
Thank you so much, Ronak. I think everything you've spoken has come straight from your heart, and that's what makes it so valuable and so real. Before I end this, I know we had the privilege to be with Ronak on this journey, and he's been nothing short of amazing. Every time we put a plan out to him, my concern would be, why will he even do this? He's 19 years old. Why will he follow this? But he followed it because it was important for him to heal, and he had the support of his family, and never once did we have a difficulty trying to get him to do something that was right for him. So I think your attitude is something that I take away from, a beautiful, strong attitude. And in life, we may go through ups and downs, but at the end of the day, our attitude is what plays the largest role. Whether we want to come out of it, we want to be stuck in it, we want to be a victim, we want to complain, we want to whine. So I think that's my biggest takeaway from my journey with you, Ronak. And we wish you all the best. I hope to meet you in Nagpur at some point for a coffee. And at some point, wherever our paths cross. But we're always here for you. And thank you so much for making this to inspire so many people. I have no doubt that this little video that we put together is going to be a powerful medicine to a lot of people watching it. So thank you so much for your time. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Luke. Thank you.